Oh, not even on screen. Let me just make sure. Okay, good. You can hear me. Hello, everybody. Why is my camera in such a bad spot? How's it going? Happy Thursday. My screen isn't even set up properly. I'm a disaster. What up, what up, what up? Matt's here. Nakota girl, you guys. Nakota girl, that's the family that comes every Thursday. Love you guys. You're the best. They requested a porcupine. And last month I couldn't find a good picture. Online there was just no like cute pictures of little porcupines anywhere. So I said that. I literally wrote, I think, or did I say it live? I can't remember how it happened. I've said it somewhere that I couldn't find a good picture of a porcupine. And a follower on Instagram shows up. I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name, honey. And this is their photo. How cute is that? Hello, Broken Smile. Hello, Nico. I just remembered I didn't respond to you yet, Nico. I will do that. Is my internet lagging for you guys? That's weird. It shouldn't be. Dresden. Hello. Hi, everybody. Let me just get some stuff out of the way here. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? Acid's here. Bubsy's here. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I just call you Acid. It's just fitting here. What's up? How's it going? I'm a mess as usual. I just ran in. I don't even think I dusted off my glasses. I'm not gonna lie to you guys today. A video of mine is trending on TikTok, which is actually great for my career. And it's actually of this painting right behind me. I didn't even have time to move it. Usually I move everything that's back there. But how do you find it? I'm Taytayski on TikTok as well. So same as on Caffeine, same as on Instagram. It's the time lapse of this painting, and people are freaking out about it, and it's awesome. It's like the 4th video in. I think I've posted a few since, but pretty exciting. Guys, social media, it's all helps my career. I won't lie to you guys. So I'm pumped on that one. It's exciting when people like what you're doing, and I love this painting. I'm having so much fun with it. Dresden just said, did I pick the glitter for it? And I actually did. And I'm pumped. It's actually glitter glue, in this little squeezy, so I can make lines of glitter. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna do some little glittery parts on there. I'm really excited. Anyway, you guys are here for a porcupine. Just tangenting about myself as usual. Funny jellyfish sketch I did on your stream a year ago. Matt, are you joining along today? Are you painting a porcupine? This one is... Look at that little face, you guys. It is so cute. It's lagging on my computer. Is it lagging on yours? Nothing else is happening in our house. It's so weird. Anyway. Glad you're painting along. Excited to see. At first, I was going to put this little guy on a tree branch. And you still can if you want. If you want to make this fence thing. It's a fence. If you want to make that a tree branch, cool. But the reason why I think I'm going to stick with keeping it just this little fence is because it'll be a lot of brown. And for some people, when your whole painting's brown, it's tough. Okay? And I'm a colorful gal. I almost said the B word there, but I caught myself. Guys, I'm getting better at not swearing on stream. We'll go with that. You can figure out as we go. It'll be a very straightforward. If you're not making it a fence, you'll basically do the same thing for a branch. I'll let you know how that goes. But I just thought it'd be cool to get that fence look in there maybe. I don't know. I'd say pinch his cheeks, but you might get stuck. Okay, it's so funny. Whenever I was looking for GIFs of or GIFs or whatever you want to call them, of a porcupine for when I was promoting this paint night, they were all hedgehogs. And I've had a really bad experience with owning a hedgehog. And we'll get into that today, okay? There'll be story time as well. But first and foremost, we are going to paint this cutie little guy, okay? Let's get over some of the rules. First, sat down for the first time today and we've got this. All right. First of all, we are going to start with the rules. Okay, just kidding. I'm back. Number one, I'm not a trained teacher, and the only reason I tell you that is in case I explain something weird or fast or anything. Never be scared to ask me to repeat myself, try to explain it differently, slow down. When you tell me that, it helps me teach in the future. I feel like I've been becoming such a better teacher as the years have gone on, which is great. Which I love. And then number two, why am I so distracted today? Number two, start with a pencil if you want. Some people are a lot more comfortable, looking at you, Nico, working with pencil on canvas first. I just suggest don't press too hard. It will dust, and that gray graphite dust will mix with your paint. Color, well, paint color. I stopped in the middle there. And it'll be frustrating for everyone. Thank you, Dresden, with the advance on the cutie jar. You sweet soul already. Times 10, you're the cutie. Oh my gosh, and Justin coming in with new. I've never seen that prop at the bottom there. It's beautiful. Sparkly. You guys, thanks. Hi, Justin. Oh my gosh, here's another new one. Fire. I'm so distracted today. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Oh, you're a model. You're Linda. I'm literally watching. Oh, it's All Stars. That's not where it happened. That was on Valentina's season. Anyway, let's circle back. We were just on number 3 of the rules, and it's don't treat your painting too precious, okay? I know it's very hard to let go and be like stuck on a little paintbrush stroke, and it's very important. I'm going to tell you a couple times to let that go, because beauty comes in the mistakes and letting the paint do what it wants. And you're going to have way more fun if you're just like throwing a paint stroke down and not worrying that you can't fix it, because you can always fix it. Okay? That's number 4, is trusting the process, because if anything goes wrong, it's acrylic paint. I promise you, we will figure it out. Throw some white on top to like literally white it out, and we'll be good to go. So, number 5, water is your friend. I'm just getting distracted by comments, sorry. Water is your friend. Acrylic is a water-based paint. So if you're having like funny things happen on your canvas, like the paint isn't going far enough, like it doesn't seem like a little isn't going a long way, or if you see the grains in the canvas, usually that just means there's not enough water in your brush. I'm going to be yelling that down your throats the whole time, so don't you worry. You'll hear me say that 4,500 times. But it's just for you to realize water's your friend. It's very important in acrylic painting. At least how I paint and how I'm teaching you how to paint. Okay. Ashlyn's back. It has been a long time. Oh my gosh. And then Ash came in with a rainbow. You guys just spoiled me. I haven't even started. I've been a mess already. I'm putting on a sweater and we're going for it. Okay. Remember, like all other paint nights, it doesn't have to be brown. Like, do you want to make like a pink porcupine? Go for it. Do you want to make a blue one? Go for it. I know there's multiple people in the Nakota girl family that they always do different colors and they freestyle, and I love that. Don't feel like you have to copy every single step that I do. I encourage a little freestyle, but also know that I understand if you're somebody who needs to follow exact to the step. That's fine too. Everyone's different. I keep trying to like bubbly water and I just can't do it, you guys. All right. So we are going to start with a brown on our palette. And it's only brown if that's the color that you want your porcupine to be. You're going to start with whatever color you want if it's not going to be brown. Do you want it to be blue, pink, orange, whatever? I can't even open this. Oh my gosh, Acid, you did the pineapple? I'm excited to see. Sometimes I have to use tools to open my things because... There you go. So I'm going to take out brown, and we are just doing the outlines at the start, the underpainting, well, the under sketch more so than the underpainting. This is where pencilers can be penciling. And you're going to grab a skinny little brush. Like, it can be, like, really skinny if you want it to be really skinny. I mean, skinny. Not spinny. It can be like a medium size. Realistically, the smallest you got. A point helps, but it doesn't have to be pointed. I can't find the brush that I love the most. Tay breaking out the tools. Does Dan know the side of you? Guys. He does. He does. It's so funny. We're just talking about how we need more tools between the two of us. For some reason, all I can think of is the brownout. Are you talking about the brownout from American Vandal? Because that's all I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm just using, this is the brush that I'm going to use. It's a little bit bigger than the other ones, but it's as long as it's pointed and the smallest one you got. Yeah. American Vandal is a great show. I highly suggest it for everybody. So how we are going to start is you're going to take your brush and see over here, it's really off camera, but this is my water dish. And I'm going to scoop a bunch of water onto my palette. You guys can't even see it. Just do that there. And I'm scooping water close to the brown, and I'm just going to take little tiny touches of the brown to make this and it works because it is brown paint now, a chocolate milky consistency. So not too watered down. Hello, Banner. So you're going to water down that paint. You don't want it to be straight water, but you don't want it to be too thick. You want way more water than paint. You see me just kind of mixing it up there. And you see how a bead is forming at the bottom of my paintbrush, and it's going to drop now. So it's nice when it drips a little bit. Ashlyn, gosh, I don't think I've been to a live since my daughter turned 1, and the first live you were at, you were still pregnant. You're one of the OGs, girl. No such thing as way too thick. Banner, you're not wrong. All right, we've got that watered down consistency. We've got, everything's falling apart today, you guys. We've got a post-it of the shapes we're gonna use. Pretty crazy, hey? So shaky. It's just a couple circles, a couple beans, and a square. And then we're gonna draw a bunch of spikies on it, and it's gonna be adorable. So maybe, can you see it on this side better? Sorry, I just punched the microphone like a jerk. Apologize for your eardrums. Beans? Dresden, you're not wrong. Beans are an actual science. All right. Let's take a deep breath. More telling myself that. Let's go. We're going to take a look at our whole canvas, and we're going to imagine where this little cutie's going to go, because it's very easy to paint them too big, too small, be intimidated by the canvas. It's nice to you can even pretend to draw it out without actually drawing it out, and it just kind of gives your brain a good mental note of roughly where you're picturing to put this little porcupine. 20 minutes later. Okay, let's go. And we're just going to start with, we'll start with his head. We have to acknowledge that there's going to be spikes up here, right? He's going to need his little porcupine spikes, or else he's not even a porcupine, right? So let's give him just a circle of a head, right about here. And remember, you can go around a couple times until you have the shape that you want. My porcupine's not even on my screen. Justin, I should be asking you where the beam prop's at. Where are you, little porcupine? Just keep drawing that circle. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. What I was saying, it doesn't matter if you have to go over a couple times. Remember, this is the underdrawing, painting, whatever. Everything's going to be covered up. We're doing it in this really watered down paint because we want to be able to paint over top of it easier. Easier. Yours can be even drying lighter than this. You can even add a little more water to yours if you want. Mine just has to be dark so that y'all can see it. Beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you... Is that where you're going with that? I assumed. When I was a kid, it was beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. Okay, so we've got a circle head. You don't have any porcupines, sadly. That weird. That was good though. I like that one. Okay, I'm just I'm just so distracted. We have a porcupine head, right? How do we all feel about it? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's draw some little shoulders off this little guy. Meet me. Easy. Oh, that's funny. And from here, we're just going to draw some lines down. They're not going to be straight. So imagine with my paintbrush, this is straight down. We're just going to curve it to the side like a little bit, okay? Not straight. To the side. Both of them. I kind of painted mine probably a little bit too far to the right, but we're just going to go for that. No mistakes, right? It's fine. And we'll draw a line down on this side too. See where we're going with this painting? We've got his head. He's going to have some pokies coming out of all sides. He's going to be grabbing onto a pole right here. And same thing. We kind of want to close off this line. Actually, I'm lying to you. Ignore what I just said. We are going to go right to the top of the end of this back line that we just drew. And we're going to draw a bean, okay? See how this line's longer than this one? Acknowledge that. Doesn't have to be a huge difference. We're about to draw, where's my hand? His little foot right here, okay? So let's just draw a little bean. Aw, cute. Easy. Peasy. I was about to say lemon squeezy again, but Taylor, I've already said that. Gotta find a new one. All right. I hope you're with me. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Let's go. It's going to be touching this bean and beside this circle. We're just going to draw another bean. Whoop. Look at him nestled in there. It's okay if it's a little rough. I'm going to struggle drinking this whole time. Okay. And from there, we're going to draw a line from the bottom of this little foot we made to the bottom of this square. Whoop. Again, it's okay if it's messy, if you had to do it a couple times to get it the way you want. This is just our underpainting. Sorry, I'm in a group chat. My phone's just going off the chains. Wow, that looked delicious. I know, that's what I was saying at the start. I wish I could love sparkling water. And I'm like, oh, it's like orange, like pop. It's not. It's the fizz that gets me. It's not the taste. It's the fizz. I honestly pour a bunch of Mio in it, in hopes that it will just de-fizz a little bit. Maybe I'll just drink water. Okay, how's our funny little shaped creature going right now? Let's give him another foot. Let's go. Whoop, another little bean. He's pretty cute already. You love fizzy water, Kate. I feel like you're the norm. So does my boyfriend. He loves it. We have a Soda Stream, and he buys these bubblies. He's also European, and I feel like you guys drink more bubbly than we do, but I could be wrong. I just can't, not the fizz. I even sometimes, in high school, I used to buy bottles. People are gonna be like, you're disgusting. But I would buy bottles of 7-Up, and I would shake them until they were flat, and then I would drink them. Syrupy, whatever. And now I just don't really drink pop, so it's probably a good thing. I tried the liquid IV drink, and it was gross. Liquid IV drink? I don't know what that is. And Acid's already freaking out about my comment, I'm sure, about this shaking the bottles. There's a bunch of comments coming in and they're just so grossed up. I knew it was coming. I accept that. I have no shame. I could even, like, I won't lie to you, like, sometimes I crave it. Like, I think about shaken bottle, 7-Up. Get some. And then from here, we're just going to draw a line out. Like, where's little tails going to go? Easy peasy, right off the page. You can, like, cap it if you want to, but I know right now it looks a little odd, but it's okay. We know that it's an innocent little head. I just called him a hedgehog. Porcupine's body. I worked with a lady that would open her soda the night before because she liked it flat. I was freaked out when she first did it. We still love you. Thanks, Banner. Yeah, Ashlyn, me. Like, if we ever had Pop in the house for any reason. Like I said, we don't really do. Dan would eat it. Dan would drink it. And if, like, once it got flat is when I would, like, drink the rest of it. Love me some flat Pop. Something about the fizz, like, it goes, like, up my nose. I don't like it. All right, funnily enough, you guys, this is basically the underdrawing of our porcupine. I think maybe, again, just because I never know the quality of paints that everybody has at home, some people's white might not cover completely opaquely the paint underneath it without a couple layers. We never know. So that's why I am going to, like, anticipate where the fence and where these things are going to go now, just in case your white doesn't go over brown. If you have great paint and you know that your white paint will work awesome, I always suggest, because I get people asking me now all the time, like, what type of white. Obviously, you don't need this much of it, but golden acrylic titanium white will literally, it's the best. I use it for everything. Obviously, like I said, obviously you don't need this big old huge one of it, but if you want a really good white paint, that's the keeper. Those skulls behind you are dope. Oh my gosh, thank you. They're almost done, you guys. I'm gonna glitter them up tonight. All right, so that's my memo to all you out there. If you trust your paint, don't worry about doing these next couple things I'm going to do. You can just go ahead and paint your whole guy up the brown or the whatever color you're using right now, okay? If you're a little bit worried or don't trust your paint, we're going to go ahead and add some of those things in right now, okay? Some of you might want to use a ruler. That's fine. I hate rulers, so I did no. But the nose will come. I'm going to do the fence first, and sure, we'll do the nose. That's fair. That's fair. So the fence is going to go right across. It's not exactly angled. It has a little bit, or exactly horizontal. It's on a bit of an angle, kind of the same as the angle that we've already been drawing our little guy at, right? Because he's like hauling over top of it. Okay? So if this is straight, we're turning it a little angle of the way. Okay? And we're just going to go right under his nose. Not his nose. I just said nose because I just read Nico's comment. Oh, the microphone's in the way, so I'm just going to try to... Yep. There's a line. See, it's touching the bottom of the big old circle that we did. It's going underneath this arm that we drew. And then choose how long you want to do it. If you want it to be a tree, you just kind of do it a little more rough. Like, we're going to want it to be a fence. So we're going to try as hard as we can to make it straight if you're not using a ruler. But for example, if you want to make it a tree, like, you would draw like a branch in it maybe, right? Like something like that extra on top. Ignore that. We'll deal with that later. And then go wherever, however thick you want to make it, but know that we're going to go over this foot a little bit. Sound effects required is exactly correct, Dresden. Swoop. Oh, punching the microphone. See how it went right over top the foot? But it's going underneath his cute little hand. And remember, this is like a branch. If you want to make this a tree branch, and he's just like falling off of it hilariously, because that actually would be really cute, that he's like trying to climb up on the branch and his feet are just dangling. That's kind of cute. Yeah, trying to pull his big ass. Exactly, Banner. That's exactly what I was thinking. Am I changing everything? Does anyone here really want to do the fence, or are we all going to a tree instead and him climbing up it? Let me know. I'll gladly do either. Tree's cool. Let's see some votes out there for a second while I try to defizz my bubbly water down here. Okay, Nico's doing the fence. Okay, that's fine, because that's what I said from the start. So don't you worry about it. We're going to do it. And I know too much brown with a tree is what I was saying at the start. You're not wrong. Okay. We're good. That's painter for the people. The thought of him falling made me laugh, but he could be falling off the fence too, so it's fine. Okay, we've got the edge in there. Right? And then Nico's not wrong about the nose. Like, maybe we'll just pop that in there too, okay? So, if we're looking at the reference photo, because I always like for you guys to see, like, how I decide where I put everything or lay everything out. So, if you're looking at the little guy over here, and you see where his eyes are, they are underneath where his shoulders are. His eyes are surprised. Justin was just saying his little face looks surprised if you zoom in, and he's dead about it. I think he's shocked, to be honest. I don't know if you missed at the start. This is a photo from somebody like who follows me on Instagram. I'll find her username. I have to find it. She took this photo. I just said I couldn't find a cute photo of a porcupine, and she sends me this, like a sweet angel, saying she saw it on her like neighbor's fence or something. So I think he is shocked. Like, she scared him. Oh, I love it. Okay. So just like I was saying, his shoulders, his eyeballs are underneath his shoulders, okay? So we're going to acknowledge that. Thanks for the alarm. Some of you cannot worry about this line. Some of you might want to do this line. It might help. So we'll see, I went underneath his shoulders, just drew a little line. Again, I'm going the same angle as we're doing with all of these. It's not straight, because if it was straight, it would be like this. But this line's on an angle with all the other babies on the way down. See, I can drink this now. Almost. And the sun's like interrupting today again. Maybe if I wasn't slouching like a hunchback in Notre Dame. Okay, let's go. So we've got that line there just so that we can see where his little eyeballs should go and that they will be aligned, because sometimes it's hard to align stuff like that. And then from there, we're just going to draw a little U, because that's all his nose is. I'm going to go a little bit over top the line. And again, I'm going to try to kind of stay in the same angle. If it was straight, it would be like this. But angle. Let's just go. Whoop. Just a U. He looks like a platypus or something right now. But remember, this is just an underdrawing. If you want to make it skinnier, like, we will make it skinnier, and you can just draw a line around it. The few months that the Great White North, isn't sunny. Because you're not wrong. Our summers are very short. We had a very warm winter, though. This winter, I'll take it. Come on. Just defizz, like, 2 smidges more. Oh, isn't grain white? Yes. You are not wrong. It's beautiful outside. One day I'll try to get the camera out there so you guys can actually see, like, where I am, because that would kind of be cool to see where we're painting from the whole time. All right. I think we are basically ready to go. I'm just checking all the shapes to make sure. Easy. So another thing that I'm going to suggest, and I always like, it's because we're dependent on time and everything, background colors. I always get suggestions that we do more backgrounds, because I don't do backgrounds very often in these paint nights, just because they take a long time to dry and they add a lot of extra time on them, and they can be so personal. Like, you can do whatever you want for a background. I usually do backgrounds last myself, because I don't know what it should be until I see the painting. In this case, since we're going to be painting like little frilly hairs on him, if you were thinking of making the background a specific color, you should probably do that right now. Okay? just so that it'll be dry by the time we get those little frailies on. Because the only reason why you can't do that step at the end is because painting around all those little hairs makes it lose those like fluffy hair, that look. Like it'll get very boxy. So to get that smooth look, if you want... That's what Bubbly does to me, just burps mid-conversation. If you want to have a colored background, it's probably the time now. Nico's so right again. Not to mention very time-consuming and very painful to try to paint around all those little cutie hairs, right? So how about I do half? I'll take out some green and I'll paint just like the bottom, like because it's kind of like the grass at the bottom. Just so that we're kind of all timed the same if you are someone who is painting the background as we speak. I'm just going to take out some Hooker's green because y'all know it's my favorite green. And I always show you so that nobody gets mad at me for it. But see, I told you. Didn't I tell you? Okay. And we're going to get a bigger paintbrush out. It can be big, like it can be like huge if you want. It can be square. It can be even just a little bit bigger than what we were using before. Doesn't really matter. I just suggest it has a little bit more surface area than whatever you're outlining with, as it's easier to throw a bunch of paint around quickly. And here's RCV, little Taytayski and the Taytayski cartel. Little RCV, how you doing? Good to see you as usual. Justin coming in with I'm liking these new props. I know I should know them, but I haven't. Taytayski gang. Yes. I know we keep trying to figure out like what's a name for like you guys. I wanted cuties, but somebody else has cuties. As I was just gabbing there, actually quills, not hairs, but I guess there's hair between the quills. Duh. Oh my gosh, Daryl. You guys, obviously, this isn't hair. Those are his quills. What was I thinking? Okay, so I have green on my palette. I also took a little bit of white out, maybe. Oh my gosh, Nico says slob mob. And Justin just ignored it, probably, because he hates that word. But it's my word. It's our word. Okay. So I just got some green onto my palette. Thanks for the fire also, Daryl. And I'm getting my paintbrush wet, and I'm just mixing it around in the green. Not like that chocolate milk consistency. I want way more paint than water on my brush. Oh, Nikki, hello. Do you hear people yelling, partying outside? And since I want to imply grass right now, I'm literally just going to like flail some paint around. It's gonna be crisscrossy. I'm not like no rhyme or reason. I want it to look messy. I'm coming close to our little porcupine. How you doing, Nikki? And you can like add more water to your brush if you want to add some like little drippies. When people always ask me how I do the drips, and I'm like, I literally just add a bunch of water to your brush and let the magic happen. Okay, I love it. Dresden always checks for us. 'Cause some of you are new. There is a actual definition on Urban Dictionary for schlob, okay? And Dresden checks for us if we are the top one. And it is still. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. We're taking it back. We're reclaiming the word. So I'm just throwing some green around, maybe just like a little bit in the back. But remember, maybe you want a colorful background and you are going for it and you're coloring the whole background, okay? I'm just going to do a little bit of green down here. And remember, like add some water. I don't know, see what happens. The more water that's in your paint will, the more translucent, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Ilum or somebody one day checked the definition. I'm pretty sure translucent is transparent. No, I think it's translucent. The more water you add to your paint, the more translucent it will be. See, like, look, like I haven't added any white into any of this paint right now. See how much darker it is down here and how this dried so light? And it's because that's basically just water. Like, I had a little bit of green on my brush. I went right into my water dish, and I came right on, like, I went paint first and then water dish, and then brought the paint over here. So see how it just dries so much lighter. Tay Schlob Mob. Lisa, you're the best. I forgot I have a shirt for you. I have to send it to you. Direct quote from the website. My favorite part of the background is slobbing the paint around, and we're living it right now. We're living that moment, aren't we? Okay, how is that? And the reason I guess we don't need white, but the reason I brought it out was because, like, you can do that too. Like, we can, like, add some white paint in there if you want. You can even go, like, up and down to make it look like little grass things. But the fence is going to go over top of that, right? So we don't need it to look exactly literally like grass. With painting, it's nice. You can just kind of, like, imply that there's grass back there, and people's eyes will just, like, agree with you. They'll be like, yeah, it looks like that's probably grass. He's going to be such a little cutie. Oh, and Lisa, you have a plan for me. Okay. Let me know when you're in Calgary. I think he's going to be a cutie, too. His little face is so cute. Okay, and then Nikki, you made me something too. You guys just spoiling me over here. Thank you. Lunch and a plan. It's a date. It's a date. But Nikki, are you telling me what it is, or is it a surprise? That sounds exciting. Just send me a DM or an email, and I'll give you an address. Oh, it's a surprise. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Hopefully it's cannabis as batter. I assume that it wasn't on the 3D printer. Just assuming. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm distracted again. How's our weird looking little creature going? So far, so cute. Remember, some of you might be painting this whole background in. That's the only reason why I did this now, so that we all kind of were at the same timeline. It's 8:45. We good. We have an hour and a bit left. We good. Okay, sorry, my phone's just going off right now, you guys. I'm telling you, TikTok. It's a dream. All right. One thing, let me know, should I go? Should I move on to the next part? We're basically just coloring in our little guys at the momento. Hairdryer time, says Nico. It's totally okay if we can let that dry for a bit. We don't have to touch that. We're just going to start coloring him in. So I'm going to let, mine's wet still too, but that's fine. We're not going to do our little quills yet. We are first just going to go to coloring in that dark drip. I'm a sucker for the drips. Okay. Sorry, my ring light's in a bad spot today. It's just reflecting on my glasses. So, we are going to go back in with, again, like a medium-sized brush. Is it a square? Oops. Yep, that's a square. It can even be this big. It's totally dependent on your porcupine itself. I always use Nico as an example because he notoriously uses smaller canvases. He likes to draw smaller. And so maybe you do too. So, like a paintbrush like this would probably just destroy your little guy. So use whatever feels right. I love square brushes, so I often use a sharp-edged brush like this. A lot of people prefer the pointed. It really doesn't matter. We are going to get our brown back, or again, whatever color you decide to make your little guy. But straight out of the tube, that color. We don't want to add any white. We want it the darkest it can be. And I'm just mixing it around so that I get every bristle filled, but it's lots of paint. Like, we're not worried about that chocolate milk consistency. We want, like, thick old paint. But again, water's your friend. That doesn't mean there's no water. Because water will help you pull this paint across the canvas. Okay, so we're going to start just by filling in all of the darker spots, mostly the whole part of our porcupine. So see, we're going to start right under his chin, right up into the fence, or if you aren't drawing the fence and you're doing it later, you can color this whole thing brown. Remember, we're just being thoughtful for us that might not have strong paint or strong white. Matt, what's a porcupine's favorite thing to do on a date night? Netflix and quill. That was a good one. I like that one. I like that one. So I'm filling in this little porcupine in all the dark spots. Remember how, I guess not all of you have been here all the time, but if you squint at the picture of this guy beside you, you can see the darker areas, right? It's like kind of like his head, his chest, his arms. And we're just trying to replicate that. We always work dark to light because it's easier. So we're going to put the darkest layers down and we're going to paint on top of those layers lighter colors of the color we are using now. If that makes sense. Okay? What style best describes your painting of the photo? Like right now? Or like how I paint all the time, do you mean? People ask me that actually all the time. What style of painting? Right now, this looks like an erotic style painting, but it's I don't know. I don't know, acrylic. I don't know. Yeah, like I guess, because it's not like realistic. It's not like any other art people in here that could think of the right way to describe the painting style. Stylistic probably is a good one. I get asked that often. I'm just really bad at. I don't really know. My inspiration comes from like so many artists, like old artists I learned about in his art history to like artists I find on Instagram. It's things I see every day. It's very like, I don't really know. It's painterly, I guess. Yeah, it's not Impressionism. It's not, I'm trying to think of all the ones. Like, it's not like, obviously not Cubism. It's obviously not abstract. I don't know. Yeah, it's not. For your it's like for sure not abstract. Because you like abstract. It's Taytayski, says Dresden. Oh, you sweet soul. Yes, pop art. Yeah, hey, that's actually fair. There's a lot of pop art is a very good... Pop art's a good one. Not minimalistic. For sure not. Anything but minimalistic. Oh, that's funny. It's Taystract. I love Banksy. I love that he's just this, like, anonymous, not politic pushing, but, like, idea pushing. Those are the wrong words, because that sounds different. Like, he gets you to think. Oh, I can't. When we were in Amsterdam a couple summers ago, we went to this museum that had a bunch of Banksy in it. It's so cool. There's honestly nowhere that I can sit that the sun... I know it's not going to be there for long, but... Give me 1 second. Just cover this. This will work. Oh, I do like the sun, but it's literally directly into my eyeballs. Like, it's setting right there, and it's just going right into my eye no matter where I sit. I do love the sun, just not when it's in the way. Okay, you can color in this brown guy too. Oops, that looks a little, I'm running out of paint. See, remember, like if it looks lighter, that just means that there's more water in it. That wasn't supposed to be lighter, but where did that paint go? I'm just grabbing more brown. And you're gonna, whether you had white, what am I saying? Get white on your palette if you don't have it already, is what I meant to say. I just had to add more color of whatever, like, I'm assuming some of you are using brown, but again, if you're not, that's okay. But now we've got most of the dark areas. You know what? Why don't we do this part too? Up his forehead. And again, messy. Like, let me bring it close up. Like, she messy. Where this is a complete underpainting. We're okay with it. No worries. We just want to start laying out what we want. It's looking like a sloth. It is looking like a cutie. Oh, sloths are cute too. She messy, Banner. She messy, okay? All right. So I came most out to the side. If you filled out the whole thing, not a problem. Because now this step, now that we have white on our palettes, we are going to grab a little bit of white. And we're going to mix some brown in there. But we want more brown than white. We don't want it to be too light. We want it to just be like a little, like a step lighter than the color that we were just using. Okay? Like a tiny, you're probably not even gonna be able to tell the difference. Let me just put a color down and see if it works. Can you see that difference? Like the tiniest touch of value change. Remember that your paints are going to dry darker on your canvas than they look on your palette. So maybe even make it like a touch lighter than you think it should be. And I'm going to fill in that foot. Same with this one. So it's still dark. It's still a darker value compared to where we're going with the rest of it. But it's lighter than this one, so we're not losing it yet. Dumb question, is there a silver or a gray color? There's both. Is that what you mean? Like out of it, like directly out of the tube, can you get a gray or a silver? Yeah, totally. You can get like shiny ones, or you can just get dulled out ones. Totally. I was just gonna see if I could find one, but I can't. I don't have the right paint thing by me. Okay, we've got his little pads of his feet just a little bit lighter. And now that we filled in those little feeties, I'm still using that same paint. It's still thicker paint. Like, it's not lots of water. It's more paint than water. And I'm going to start... Nico, I apologize in advance because you're going to get the little hair flashbacks, okay? But I'm going to start going from about midway here. And we are just going to start pulling these little quills. And like remember when I was talking about like sandpaper? Like, do you kind of see right here, this paint looks kind of sandpaper, like you can see the grit of the canvas through it. And that's what I mean by like dry. Like your brush might be a little too dry and you need a little more water on it. Dry brushing is a technique that can be handy sometimes, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. It's just so that you understand what's happening if it's happening on your palette canvas. Ass is just bullying little RCV. Is that what I see here? Girl. And I'm gonna keep going. So see, it's like a subtle difference. Oh, I forgot about my... I would never. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sim. Oh wow, the camera's just in a whole new world over here. See, it's still so bright outside. I like it when I'm not trying to live stream in a place that's usually dark. Okay. So see where this subtle lighter color and how we're going on all of the edges. You can bring it over top, like overlap it over that gray if you want a little bit. Not gray, dark gray. It's green, dark. It's brown. Over top of that brown layer. Oh my Lanta. Don't mind me, nothing to see here. But see how I'm going like completely over the edge? Like this is how you make him look fluffy. And this is what we mean by like, see how the green now is underneath that? It's a good thing because imagine painting the green in between all those little frillies. Like, no thank you. How's that? Little guy coming along. This is still the base color, whether it's brown like me or a different color that you're using, with a little bit of white in it, but not too much because we don't want it to be too crazy of a change. And let's go around the edge of his little foot here, and we're gonna paint some little frillies. Down his tail a little bit. And again, it's kind of good to go over top of that brown layer that we've already done just to get it to blend in a little bit more. And we're still going. Let's just, oh, but you can't see the top of his shoulder. And we're gonna cut, oh, what am I doing though? Come on, Taylor. And here as well. I guess I probably should have said before, and I apologize for not. You should make sure that your background is dry before you do this step. Use a smaller paintbrush if you feel like it's not clicking. You can bring some little hairs in here. But he's coming together, I think. Right? And keep flailing, I don't know what I'm trying to say, that hair around. And we're just gonna fill in these spots too. And it can be a solid fill in. It doesn't have to be the little hair frills if you don't want to. But we didn't want to lose those two sides of his face because this is what builds his little face up. So if we painted the whole thing the dark color, we would have lost these shapes. I'm almost running out of this color I made because I always don't make enough. And same at the top. Right? Again, the mess is still here. It's not. This is why I keep telling you to trust the process and don't treat your work too preciously. He does have a little, like, white fluff of hair here, too, if you want to accentuate that. That's up to you. He's looking wild. Okay. All right, let's go. Ah, give him some little hairs on his front hand too. Okay. I always laugh at some parts like this, like when somebody comes in, they must be like, what are we painting this creature from the depths here? How are we feeling, everybody? How's the porcupine coming along? I feel like we probably should... nah. We'll wait. We'll do that last. We're literally just going to keep, like, basically doing the same thing we were just doing, but we're going to keep adding more white to make it lighter, and we're going to be using smaller paintbrushes to get little quillies in there. So before we do that, we're just going to get our black onto our palette. And again, you're probably going to be like, Taylor, we work dark to light. Like, why? Why do I like torturing you? Because of the little hairs? I know. I feel like this one will be a little bit less... This one will be a little bit less strenuous, I think. Because we can just get away with doing, like, some big, long ones. Like, thicker ones than, like, fluffy hairs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking out a little bit of black onto my palette. Sorry, I just tangented. And I know I say we work dark to light. And you're like, so then why are we putting black on now? And again, it goes back to that, like, trusting your paint color. Like, black is very hard to paint over top of. For some people, your paint quality might not work with that. And not only that, if you paint your whole underpainting in black, it'll really suck out the life of the painting. Still can't do it, you guys. Still too fizzy. So we're gonna take out a pointed one. It can be small if you want, but that might be tough. And we're gonna take the black paint, but we're gonna add a touch of brown just so that it's not just too stark. Like, we don't want it to be so obvious. When you add a little bit of brown, it'll blend it in a little bit better with what we're working with. And we're going to do the same thing, but just in the darkest areas of the little guy, okay? So right here, under his little chinny chin chin, we're just going to brush on a couple little hairs, okay? Like a beard, almost. Let me zoom in. We are also going to go and draw a tiny... Do you see how this is a little bit of an angle? It's okay if it cuts off the hand a little bit. We'll go in there. But we want it to look like his arms are curved around. So the reason why... Not the reason why. It's an easy way to work off of these basic shapes that we did. So that was the basic shape of his arm. But it's actually shaped a little bit different. So we're going to use that circle to cut away. Right? See, I'm cutting into it a little bit like a bite. And then we're just going to cap underneath the bottom of it. Okay. Do I need to separate you, Acid and RCV? Do I need to separate you? Okay, see how that's a little weirdo curve? And we're going to color this all in the color of the fence. So this will look like he's, like, holding on to it. I'll just show you, like, we're going to do it in a bit. But just so that you guys understand what I mean by this, like, cutaway. Lover squirrel. Lover squirrel. But see, if we erase that brown right there, do you see how already now it looks like he's, like, holding on a little bit better? You see that? Nothing that you have to do, right? Like, we're going to do that once we paint the thing in, but just so that you guys understand. I'm still using this black and brown color. Oh, I'm just, again, off the screen completely. And we're going to go on the side, just kind of like an outline. We're going to go right underneath this pipe, just to shadow in, like, the darkest parts of him. And kind of come down into this, like, V shape. Around that little lighter color if you want. And around his little foot. And again, like, I'm not out... Oh, you guys can't even see. Yo, can't even see what I'm doing. I'm not outlining this foot. Oh, sorry. Oh, Madge, hello. How are you? I'm good. It's good to see you. Remember that, like, we're not outlining like this, right? Like, not a straight outline. Like, it's easier to do it, to get this fuzzy look by, like, just drawing on all these little spikies of hair. They can be messy. They can be going different ways. They can be dry brushed a little bit if you want to play around with that technique of, like, having less water on your brush. Matte Black sent me a photo on IG. Oh, my Lanta. You little jokester. Guys, this is what Matt just sent me. He looks great. He's amazing. You kill me. That's you and Kenzie's job. Always sending in the most ridiculous things. Okay, wow, you guys. TikTok's crazy. Put my phone away. Get out of here, Taylor. Okay. Oh no, my eyes! I know. I apologize. I should have put a warning. Trigger warning. Okay, and guess what? He has cutie little feet. Just gets distracted by TikTok. Justin, were you here at the start? One of my videos is trending on TikTok right now, and it's exploding. My TikTok's exploding at the moment. He has cute little nails, and we're just gonna draw 3 lines on down. Look at that. 3 little clawsies. Huh? It's not the things we think are funny, no. You want me to show the video? It's literally the time lapse of the painting that's happening behind me as we speak. And I've gained like 6,000 followers today because of it, which is pretty nuts. I won't say no. A speech lob. Yeah. Yeah. So my phone's just been off the hook today, and I'm like, it's a overwhelming but cool feeling. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, so my Etsy's going off the chains. People are asking like where to buy prints from. So you can hate on TikTok all you want, but as a business owner, it's nice to get your stuff out there to people who like it, you know? Okay, I'm just adding some little dark flails in here. And look, see, like I'm leaving some layers of light. We're just throwing on some darker colors. Tell them to dye Taytayski coin. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting. Bit clout. Okay. Time to get a Taytayski coin. Alright. Oh my gosh, acid. I thought, didn't I say, I was like, it's of this painting behind me? Acid just said I had her looking for a porcupine video. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, you couldn't find it. Like, it's just right there. You kill me. No porcupine video. I greatly apologize. Oh my gosh. Okay, we are painting this cutie's face quick. Are you ready? You thought you said of this painting. Oh, I was like, this painting. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Well, sorry, not sorry for making you scroll down. At least you looked at my page a little bit. Like, that's kind of cool. That's so funny. Okay. I still have this black and brown mixture that we've been painting all these dark shadowed parts with. You can add a little bit more black so it's almost all black. And we're going to go, and let's start by painting a line straight down this little guy's snout that we painted, right? And remember, like, this is straight, but we want it to be straight in the middle of the nose that we did, so it's going to be on an angle, right? Like, parallel to these two lines. Let's just make a line. Meep. Right down the middle. And then guess what? It's so cute. You just basically draw him a mustache right underneath it. Do you see the mustache? Am I zoomed in enough? It's almost like an anchor. Okay, and then at the very top, let's just do 2 little lines. Like a Y. Like a little kitty. And then down from those 2 T's, you're just going to draw lines down as well. Again. So now it looks like... I don't know. What does that look like? Y'all tell me. And then you're just going to darken a thicker layer at the bottom of each little Y that we did, right? At the end. See how now the Y is thicker? Those lines are the same, but the Y is thicker. We're going to have to add some highlights to finish that nose, but it's basically done. I'm still using that same color. Don't worry if you're still doing the nose. I'm not going too far away. Let's just give a good old outline up to the bottom of the mustache. And now we know exactly where his eyes should go. They should literally fit right exactly at the end of these 2 little yellow spots, right? So let's just put a little circle and a little circle. How's that? If you want it to be as realistic as possible, you can kind of paint a line down from the top just to shape it a little bit. You see what I mean there? See how it's a circle and then it comes down almost to touch that initial line we had there. All right. And then we'll have to do that last because we have to paint the, what am I talking about? It's a fence. But we basically have, hilariously enough, we have our little guy ready to go. But before we put all the lighter colored spikes on his body, I was just flailing around and giving him some of these spikes if you want. To get the thinnest paint line you can out of your paintbrush, you want to press very lightly. Now I do my paint, now I do the pressure test on my hand because I'm just too lazy. So see if my hand here is the canvas, and I put just the tip of my paintbrush onto it, and I pull that across, just the tip. I'm hardly pressing at all. Look at how beautifully thin that line is, right? But if the same paintbrush, if I push every single, like if you look at it from the side, you can see that metal part of the paintbrush is touching my hand because I'm pressing as hard as I can. And I pull that line across, and look at how thick that line is. Look how versatile this paintbrush is. It can go from that thin to that thick, and that's all with pressure, okay? So if you want to make those nice little dainty thin lines, it's all about holding your paintbrush with as lightly as you can. I'm using my palm on a safe spot. Again, I always laugh because I imagine that like other artists probably watch this and they're like, don't teach them bad things. But like, I don't have an example. You can use a stick, like a full stick that will go, it doesn't touch your canvas at all for your arm to hold on to, because realistically, like putting your like greasy hand on a painting probably isn't the best. But for the sake of a paint night where you paint for yourself, and I do it in my own practice all the time, as long as the paint is dry and there's nothing wet on your hands, you can use your canvas to hold most of the weight while you try to put light strokes with your paintbrush. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You don't have to do those. That was more for example. More in the name of example. Dresden, was that exclamation point for how I just did that on my hand? What was easier than it looks? The outline stuff or the pressure on a paintbrush? telling you guys, painting, it's just, you all can paint the entire painting. Oh, this was easier. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm here for, you guys. Anyone can paint. All paintings are easy. It's fine. We got this. Okay, we have all of the dark spots finished before we start. No, I believe enough time. As long as you're willing to put enough time into it. That's the... It's the being interested in the time. But just like my boyfriend, like, he doesn't care about painting, so he wouldn't put the time in to get good, right? Or not doesn't care, like, isn't interested in trying himself, as many people are. Okay, so let's paint this pole. This mighty pole. If you want it to be a tree, remember, you can paint that brown, you can give it some branches, you can give it some knots, like in a tree. I suggest to, like, Google a tree branch and oh, I'm off the camera again. Google a tree branch and copy it. It's always nice to have something to look at. It's not cheating if you need a reference photo. I can't draw without a reference photo. But we are going to take out black and white. We probably should put some blue in it if you want it to be like super realistic, but you don't have to. We can do it with black and white as well. Again, depending on the size of your painting, you might want to change the brush. I'm going to use a big old guy. Maybe even like something a little bit smaller than that would do. Again, it doesn't have to be square. It can be pointed, whatever works. But what we're going to do first is we're going to go into our white. We don't want much water on our paintbrush because we want it to go on pretty thick. And the first thing, oh, there's blue in my paintbrush. My paintbrush isn't clean enough. You can already see it's coming through. We're just adding to it. So if you want to add some blue, that works. But that's so funny. That just reminds me of a story of, we're just painting this white at the moment. Thick paint. Hardly any water. But I've been looking for a... potentially like moving out of my in-home studio into a whatever, like a commercial space, but that comes with like insurance and licenses and things like that. And so we're just seeing how much it would cost for me to be insured. And so they're like asking like, oh, as an artist, like, well, what type of chemicals and stuff do you use? And I was like I guess my varnish could be considered a chemical, but not really any. She's like, well, how do you clean your paintbrushes? I was like, I don't. I honestly don't. But it's like fair because like oil painters, they have to use lots of crazy chemicals, and there's some like combustible ones and stuff. But I was like, just like water, and I just swoosh them around my water dish as much as I can. But yeah, I hardly ever wash them. If they get really bad, maybe I'll like dish soap them at some point, but hardly ever. I just swoosh them around the water. Because again, remember, it's like a water-based paint. If it was oil, it would be different. Okay, see, mine's like so crooked, but we're going for it, Chloe. How's that? And now that our paint is wet... we are going to go in... Ah, Justin, good call. Do I know what type of fish? It's on my Instagram. It's just like a trout or something. It's a fish that's getting fished for the fathers. So I still have white on my paintbrush, and I'm going to go right into my black paint, get it a little wet, and we're going to start from the outside. And I'm just going to put a nice old swoop of dark... Okay, Nico's coming in with the save. Pretty sure it's a largemouth bass. Did any of you guys grow up with that, like, singing fish? Where you press a button and he, like, sings a song. His head comes out and he, like, sings a song. Is he a largemouth bass? Is that why I thought of him immediately? Oh my gosh, Taylor. Whatever. My fence is crooked, and he broke it with his Hulk speed. This is literally just black mixed into white, is what we're using right now. And BB Kulcha, BB, BBB kulcha? Just flows off the tongue. You went fishing the other day. Did you catch anything? That's the real question. And we are making this pole the darkest on the outsides. You caught 2 little catfish? I was literally just watching catfish before I started this stream. So look at that, ironic. Different type of catfish though, I guess, eh? Okay, so see how now when we paint these lines in there, now there's like a harsh white line down the middle. Now this is the beauty of working wet on wet. You can get another paintbrush that's clean. Get it a little bit wet, and you can go right through the middle and kind of blend the colors together. Get a rag with your hand. Get a rag in hand so that you can blend it a little, or wipe off the brush every once in a while. But you see how now those blended nicely together? Did I explain that poorly? If they keep blending together more than you want, add a little more white on your brush and get right back in the middle. But remember, with a clean paintbrush, you can usually buff out any of your problems. Buff them out. Right? So you like wash the brush and then just buff out that little sharp line that you don't like. Oh my gosh, just reading RC's wow just made me realize I lost my Owen Wilson wow sound that I used to have on here. I used to have a button that I could press and went wow. Wow. How's that? And again, depending on how you want it, like do you want to add a little more dark to the bottom one? Maybe you'll need to let it dry a little bit before you add some of the darker layers in. But you can really play with that as much as you like. And again, detail-wise, like you can stop there if you want. You can see in our reference photo that there's like the wraparound wire over here if you want. But I'm just going to leave it this like shiny pole for now. Shiny and crooked pole. Realistically, it should be a little bit darker underneath where he is, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of black again under here. Again, this could be a tree for some of you. You could paint this dark gray and forget about it. You don't have to do these reflecty lines if you don't want to. I'm just gonna stop. Somebody stop me. Okay. So, we've got the pole in there. The last step is gonna be our crisscrossing of the, oh my gosh. Crisscrossing of the fence, okay? But before we do that, I can move that back now. We're gonna start all those little hairs. I'm sweating in here. Okay. And again, depending on what color you started with, I'm going to take out my brown because mine's brown. Depending on what color, you grab whatever it is you need straight out of the tube again. And we're going to be adding a bunch of white to it. If we want it to be very similar to the picture that we are looking at, you could add a little bit of yellow in there too. Like his top coat isn't just brown. I don't know if you're going to want to do that or not, but we'll just stick with just brown for now to make it easier for most of us. Where's that nice little pointy one that I was using to show you guys? Where are you at, guy? Okay. You know the drill. Get that brown out. If you still have the brown left over from the second stage, beauty, you're a step ahead. Add some more white to it. If you're like me, you might need to mix it again. That's fine. Push this back. But we want it like significantly lighter than what we've been using. We want it to be very evident, okay? This is one of our last steps. One of the last-ish steps. Is that not enough? Remember, like I said, if you want to add some like yellow in there just to make it that like peachy or whatever color he is in there, that yellowy color, go for it. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going with this. We don't want too much water, but you do want water to help you pull the brush across, okay? But you want it to go pretty opaque. And remember, what like maybe you want to use like a tiny, tiny brush like this. If you're not as comfortable with the pressure, that's fine. This would work too. I'm going to use this one. That's the one I did the example before with. I do suggest it's pointed though. A square one would be a little bit harder, but it's up to you. Like nervous, panicking over the first stroke. And again, remember, if you need to leave your hand on here, not the end of the world, but press very lightly. Whing. Oh my gosh, you guys can't even see it. So maybe mine's too light. Maybe. Oh, well, we're just going for it. We're just going to paint some long ones. Oh my gosh, he's already cute. He's got a quill hawk. You're not wrong. Oh my gosh. And see, since we did the dark layer first, it'll be peeking through at the bottom to give us that look of like what he actually looks like, right? We can, when you get to the top of his head, it can be a little bit more concentrated just to try to kind of erase that line and make him look as puffy as he can. But do you see what I mean? How I'm just making it very dense around this line, but it's long hairs around everything else. And again, little thin lines are the bane of many people's existence, okay? So don't be stressed. Don't be stressed if it's going to take you a couple times to get these little strokies down. And guess what? Worst comes to worst, if you made one too thick, you can go back in with white and thin it out if you want to, okay? And I'm just going. I'm going farther out than the brown ones we've already had before, right? You can make some thinner, some thicker. Variety's good. When you're painting things in nature, it's very important that you don't make things perfectly symmetrical and aligned because that's just not how it works out there. And then people's eyes would catch that. It's a story I've told before, and I'm going to laugh if, if this girl ever watches my paint nights. I won't say her name just in case you're not happy that I tell this story, girl, but it's not to shame you. But there was a girl in art school who's an amazing artist and very like loves like the 3D programs and stuff, like very technical in that sense, drawings and stuff. And her brain would just, like a computer, if she, for example, painted like a sky and the illustration was like a sky and that you're supposed to be looking at something else, but her brain just perfectly matched out the stars perfect in a grid. Like there wasn't like random ones anywhere. Like when you looked at it from far away, like it looked like she had a grid and she put the stars at every little corner. And her brain just subconsciously did that. Like she didn't even know that it did, but like all of our eyes could notice, like, why does the sky look so like mechanical and weird? It's like, oh, because it's not supposed to be like that. Trax X, hello. Welcome to the studio. We're painting this little crazy porcupine. Oh, sorry, you know what, guys? I should probably have his little, oh, not that. This picture. His little top part of his head. You need to see it all? I'll just hide down here for a little bit. This is the first time you saw live painting here on Caffeine? Well, welcome, first of all. And two, I don't think I'm the only one, but there aren't many of us. That's for sure. But I'm teaching you to paint. If you want to learn how to paint, you just got to come back every Thursday. And I'll teach you how to do it too. We've got some porcupine painters in the crowd right now as we speak. Most of them are using PC. See, and I'm jealous. Oh, thanks for the fire. Thanks for the fireworks, you guys. So generous. I wish I could paint with a PC well, but I can't. I'm a traditional girl till I die. I think it's because I'm stubborn and I like really know how to do everything in paint. So when I get... Oh, that was a crazy quill I just drew. So when I get to digital and I like get stuck and I like don't know how to do something I know how to do traditionally, I'm like, no! And I quit. And I go to painting. I prefer your way. Tracks, thanks. I do too, but I'm biased. Nikki, he has a mohawk. I know, a quill hawk, someone was saying earlier. How cute. And we're kind of face framing his face as well, right? With these little quills. Oh my gosh, she's so cute already. You can bring a couple of hairs over if you want. I know, don't worry guys, I didn't forget. He does have little hands here. Little claws, but they're going to be very easy for us to do. So we're going to do them last. We had to wait for our rail to dry a little bit. And again, depending on how detailed you want to go or how much time you want to spend on the painting or how skilled of a painter you are, you bring this painting however far you want. Like realistically, to add some more depth to them, you would go back into this color, add even more white. Like I'll even just show you an example. I won't do much of it because it'll take a lot of time, but add more white to the color that you're using, right? To get even a lighter value. And then you can pull some of the lighter hairs through too, just to add, like I said, just to add some more value or depth in his little pokies. Look, some of mine are huge. I don't care. Going for it. I'm living on the edge. And that's probably because it's it's probably because my paintbrush is getting pretty full. Like it's pretty loaded with paint, so that will make your lines go pretty thick. Make sure you wipe off your brush every once in a while. So you're saying it could be a rabbit hole? I'm sorry, but my ADD just clicked when you say rabbit hole. I just watched Utopia, the American version of the Utopia. And now whenever you say rabbit hole, I can think of Mr. Rabbit. Dresden, I want to think that you've seen it, but I don't know if you have. Has anybody seen Utopia? It's on Amazon Prime. So good. Very conspiracy-esque, but like very good. I liked it. Loved it, Nikki. Right? I heard it got canceled, which makes me sad. Because I need to know what happened, but... I know this is like Nico's worst, not worst, but least favorite part. These like hairy parts. I'm so sorry. Bibi Chula hasn't seen it. I know that's not your name, but that just Bibi Chula just like sounds right to me. Swamped with work. What's it called? Oh, that's fine. See, the only reason I've seen it is because I watch TV while I work, so that's why I get that. If I didn't, I would never watch TV either. Utopia. It's funny, I'm pretty sure it got canceled probably because it like there's like a pandemic and like vaccines and like so I understand why it probably just the timing wasn't right for the world right now, but it's very interesting and great acting, I think. Culture. Oh my gosh, BBB culture. Respect. What are we doing here? I just got distracted, Dan. Here we are. Just got distracted on Utopia. What am I doing? We can add some light hairs down here too, because realistically the sun is behind this guy, right? So that's why when we're looking at him and we can see, it almost looks like he has like a halo of light color around him, and that's because the sun's coming from behind and brightening up those little spikies of his. And that's just why we will add them too. Like, let's go in and add some like brighter light lines of it as well, because we're just copying that reference photo we got. Because the reference photo knows where the light comes from, and then it makes it more believable, even though it's not realism, right? Like, I never paint realism because I don't think it's fun. Just kidding, because I don't have the patience. But it's good to use your reference photo to, like, get those realistic things from, to make your painting still seem more realistic. Like, proper light sources, proper angles, proper perspective. That type of jazz. Okay, love that I'm entertaining. Culture? Now I can't say chula. Now I see the culture. Now I see it. But we're basically like finitoed this main part. We just got to get some highlight lines in there. How do we feel, you guys? Did the spikes stress us out? Is something not working nicely? If you're at home stressed, let me know and send me a picture, and then I can usually help that way. That's the one thing that's so hard, like, because I used to teach paint nights in person, right? So, like, as I'm teaching, I can, like, physically see if you're, like, picking up what I'm laying down. You know what I'm saying? Not so much here. I'm just in a room by myself. I'm pretending like I'm the best teacher in the world, and all of you guys are just having the greatest time ever, because, duh, nothing can be going wrong, right? Okay. Remember, everything is, like, nothing's permanent. Like, let's say you think you put too much light colors above his face. Like, you can go back in with another brush, a different size brush even if you want. And you can pull some darker hairs through again. Right? Like, it's easy to feel like you overwork something and it's ruined forever. But it's never, like, I'm a broken record, but with acrylic paint, it's almost impossible to ruin a painting. You can usually resolve it by painting over top of it. Oops. That wasn't even on purpose. I don't know what I just did there. This paintbrush was too small. We'll just go for it then, I guess. Just, let's say you want to pull some brown through there. Do I do portraits too, culture? You know what's funny is I, like, literally almost exclusively do portraits. So I'm a full-time artist. I paint for a living. I do paintings for people. I paint children's books, magazines, anything art-related I kind of get my hands on. But, like, portraits are, like, what I've been painting for the last 6 years. Go to my Instagram. Just a shameless plug to my Instagram, which is also Taytayski, which should be around here somewhere. I got lots of portraits. I've painted many celebrities. You can go to Celebrities by Tay, the hashtag Celebrities by Tay. I like to paint it all. I won't lie to you. Okay, we've got our little guy. Remember, like I said, what? Do you want to pull some brown through there? If you want to, you can. I don't know. I'm just trying things to see what would work or not, but I think how we had him was just good to go. Okay. Okay. I zoomed in for a reason, though. Because if we have this lighter brown accessible to us on our palette, use whatever brush feels right for the size. We're going to go under their little nose. The little U that we made earlier. It's a U, it's a Y. And you're just going to highlight right underneath it. And if you imagine this line down the middle as going all the way to the point of that Y, you're going to draw a white line on the right-hand side of it. Actually, you're going to draw a line on both sides of it. If that stresses you out, don't do it. But we're almost done. Oh, I see that I missed a bunch of paint right there. That's like, that's the canvas peeking through his nose. And one thing that I didn't do, but guess what? It's okay. It's not a full fail because we can just paint it in right now. He needs to have his little bottom lip in there. And you can just do that by adding a little more brown to make it a little dark. He's got a little lippy-doo-dah. Oh, but the top lip's a little messed up too. Everything's done deliberately, right? Okay, I just want to look at it from far away. And again, depending on how detailed you want to get, like this is great. We can leave it at that. If you want to add more detail, you just add a little bit more of this light brown, like darker than the brown that's inside. But again, right, you can add more shape. I'm just like trying to hide that brown that I failed. With different subtle shades of value. Yeah, what was that thing about treating it precious? Exactly, Dresden. You listen to the rules at the start. Don't treat it precious. I'm just trying to fix what I've ruined before. But like, see, now there's 3 different values of brown in there. If you want to play with that, that's up to you. And just because I'm going to forget if we don't do it right now, I'm jumping around like a psycho, but story of my life, you guys. We've got our brown and black, and these are literally just his nails that are going to be on here. And we just 1 nail, 2 nail, 3 nails, maybe. Because these nails you can't see. These nails are fine down there. Those ones you can't see. And if we zoom back a little bit, there's his little claws clawing on to the fence. How can y'all just sit here and not help that poor fella get over the fence, says Ilham. We all, as a group, decided it's hilariously adorable that he looks like he's falling off the fence. He's more shocked, okay? Okay. Are you ready to add some highlights to these eyeballs and just be blown away with how adorable he is in 43 seconds? You're gonna get out a tiny little paintbrush, smallest one you got. Where's the smallest one I got? Like, I'm using like little. And we want to go into pure white, which I don't think I have on my palette, but we'll try this. Okay. We're gonna go into his little eyeballs. And the first thing you're gonna do is come onto the inner side of the circle and do 1 little dot. Oh my gosh, already he's so cute. Same on this side, 1 little dot. Right? And then around the outside, you're just gonna go 1 little line that follows the shape of the circle. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she's already so cute. And you can even put another line down there if you want. But like, isn't that cute? Like from far away, like, oh my gosh, here's this little creature who's the most adorable little thing in the world. And then again, depending on how much detail you want to pull into this, are you going to bring some little white hairs and pull them across his face? Maybe. I guess I can zoom for that too. I don't know. Do you want to? Sure. You don't have to. Again, I know that some people like little thin lines are like the most stressful thing in the world. So it just takes practice. You'll get used to it someday if you try it all the time. But if you're scared of it and you never try, how can I help you? Okay, that's pretty cute. You can put some highlights in those nails too if you want, which are just, again, like same as like the circle up here with his eyeballs, just kind of come to the outside edge. Paint a little white highlight line. Hi-cha. Look, same thing. Bring around some crazy little quills if you want. Pulling it over top of the pipe if you want. You could paint quills for literally hours if you wanted. So realistically, I think we've got a complete little guy here. He might need some darker ones out the back there. Just paint some darker little hairs in there. I don't know. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me if we should move to the fence, if you need any help with the little guy for now. Oops. Oh. Well, that was a fail. Oh, that didn't work either, so we'll just leave it. My gosh, you guys, this guy is cute. Right? Oh yeah, Dresden's keeping me truthful and honest. There's no such thing as mistakes. You are right. What am I thinking? I'm not preaching what I sow. Is that how I say that? Preaching what you sow? Oh no, I don't want you to stop. No, I'm glad. That wasn't me. I know I have a monotone voice sometimes. But I wasn't being sarcastic, I promise. No, don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Get that little guy in there. Okay. That's so cute and hilarious. And now it's just time for the fence, I feel like, hey? Which is good. If you're not painting the fence, then you have time to keep working on your little guy if you need. But I will start just, again, I'm not going to do an exact chain link fence. Like, I'm not going to do the spin. Between every link, there's a spin, right? We're just going to go quick and painless, easy. We're going to draw diagonal lines and back the other way. See, oh, Ilm, of course you're here right now. Time to bust out a ruler and define a grid. You guys, he's not wrong. The thing is, it'll be very evident if they aren't evenly spaced. I'm pretty sure I said I hate rulers already today. But let's see what I got. So the fence pole on yours is bending because he's fat. Oh, yeah, like if we put a ruler to it, you can see, hey, that my lines are not straight. Here I am, going against everything I ever think of in my life. Mine too. This is Broken Smile. I know Dresden's never seen a ruler here in his lifetime. So I have a Sharpie right now. I'd usually use a paint pen, but we're just for the sake of the day. Justin shocked. I know, and you know what's actually hilarious? Look whose ruler this is. This is Justin's ruler, you guys. That's like even funnier that it's not even my own, it's Justin's. Okay, just for the sake of, because I know that I'm like anal enough that if I don't do these distance apart in the right way, that all I'm gonna notice is looking at them. I know, always stealing my mom's painting or art supplies. I know. Okay, so to do this, I'm literally just gonna go every 2 inches and I'm gonna make a little mark. Oh, I shouldn't do it on an angle. It should be like this. I know, you guys. I know everyone's freaking out in the comments that I'm using Sharpies and rulers. Oh well, whatever. I'm going on the angle. Math is hard. Wait. The pressure's real. 1, 2, 1, 2. The other one would be in here on his little footy. Okay, cool. Really, bro? You're gonna just pull out your camera while I'm struggling on this fence? I know, like, I wish, I want to know the story. Like, did he get over? Did he fall? I don't know. But am I correct to say if I did 2 inches there and I do 2 inches here, they will still be an equal amount of distance across it? Who knows? We're going to figure it out together. And Banner's not wrong. Like, how do you help a freaking porcupine? Oh, but they're not going to be at the same angle. I'll just ad-lib. I'll just pretend. It is roughly this angle. That looks good. Every 2 inches. Here we go. Look how stressed I am. Guys, I'm just reading. If you do them at the same angle, yes. Also, you should offset them at 90 degrees. If you don't know if that line is 4 inches from the other. And then Justin says 2 in. Then at the bottom, move 2 over and connect them. And Acid says, I see my acrylic marker. I know. They're the best. They're both telling me not to listen to each other, and I'm just going to go for it, you guys. This is what I mean by I don't really care about rulers because I can't be bothered. Oh my gosh, we've done 1 line. You guys are ready for a second one? I hope that watching me do this makes you not want to do a fence. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll have to go 2 inches from that guy. Okay, it's the end. It's not bad, but it's not good, I guess, right? Okay, I'm like going for it though. We're okay. I got this. Thanks, guys. You're the best. You're getting net vibes instead of... I already told you that we're doing cheap. Oh, that one went astray on us a little bit. I already told you we're doing very poor fence. I'm not doing exactly what you're supposed to do, okay? Oh, and you know what I did? Oh, no. Nothing. I did nothing. Ignore me. This one I'm eyeballing fully. Meow. Remember that you don't want to go over top of this hand because that hand is over top. Oh my gosh, this one was way too thin. Oh well. Okay. 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 So, from here. You guys. In my brain, I was like, just get a ruler, it's fine. In my life right now, it's not fine. Because it has to make this angle a triangle. A good triangle, right? We're going for it. I'm just doing it really lightly right now. Tristan says, makes me wonder if I would have changed the fence pole for a tree branch. Yeah. It's fine. Oh, wait, no, that's... you know... I drew that line with confidence. We're just pretending like everything's fine, okay? Oh, no, that ruler moved. Okay, it's not terrible. Not Dresden. Ilum is just getting joy in my pain. Worst comes to worst, we can always turn this into a brick wall. Okay, okay, okay. This is what I like to call eyeball math. I knew, like, kind of, they had to, like, roughly be, like, the same angle apart. Okay, we're okay here. Okay, I'm just gonna... We're fine. We're just... This one, I messed up. They should be connecting up there. It's okay. Alright, kids. And now, guess what? Just to make that even more frustrating, I'm gonna go over by hand now so that it is a little wobbly. Anyway. Yeah, how's everybody doing at their fence at home? Because your teacher's having a hard time. If you guys don't want to do the fence, you can send in your photos literally anytime too. We can go through that. Oh, that's funny. What a day. I'm so bad at the promo. I need someone to curate it. Okay. So now I'm just going with white. And I guess if I want to do... No, I'm not doing it. Alright, now I'm just going to go through and make these babies thicker. Right? The promo should just be a montage of Tay making thumbnails at the end. Okay, the only problem... Photoshop has almost ruined those moments because now I just Photoshop them. But you're not wrong. There are a lot of good ones. like this? Okay. See, now that I have those things to go on, I'm doing them by hand because I don't really care if things are perfect, right? And it's funny because I was just talking about, like, things don't have to be perfect in nature, but, like, realistically, a fence would be perfect because it's not nature. It's made by humans unlike me that know how to use measurements and tools. Oh, that's funny. Should I put, like, a warning at the start being like, when I say who wants to draw a fence or a tree, like, just choose the tree? Okay, it's not terrible. I'm not too upset by it. We're okay here. We have a chubby, thick with 2 C's porcupine. Just struggling for cuteness. I'm gonna just draw another highlight of white there. And then, again, depending on how detailed you want to go, you're gonna go in and make some gray on your palette. And you're gonna just go on the outside of each line, on the right-hand side of each line, okay? Let me bring it cute for you to, cute. I just read that comment, he's super cute. Let me bring it cute for you to see. Okay, so if you're looking at this line by itself, you can see that there's a left-hand side and a right-hand side, or edge of the fence. And you just want to roughly, my mouth stopped working for a second there, go on the right-hand side of the lines. Do you see that? With this gray color. And it's just going to bump it out a little bit. Make it look a little more 3D because it has a shadow. It's not just a flat shape. Oops, that color's a little dark. That's fine. Okay. And then what side do I want to put it on? And then same thing, if you're looking at this line as a single line by himself, it has a left or a right side. And same idea, let's put it on the right-hand side of the line. Oops. Yes, that's fine. It can be close to touching, it can be wobbly, it can be a rough line on there. Let's get some of those shadows. I'll zoom out so you can see. It just gives it a little more oomph. And then realistically, because that's one little small detail that'll drive me loco if I don't do it on myself, is realistically at the very top here, this pole, right, would be casting a shadow on our little fence underneath. So we want to make sure that we do a really dark layer at the very bottom and that it goes over top. Ooh, wow, that was still wet, so that didn't help. So that we darken the first little bit of all of our V's at the top there. Because see, when it's stark white like this, like our eyes just keep going there. But if we darken it a little bit with a little bit of a darker color, like push it away, like we don't want to see you. Just darken it up a little bit, okay? And that'll help push it back. Oh, Max Brown come in with the diamond. Thank you. Sweet soul. How you doing? Oops, that's just pure black. Great. Shine bright like a diamond. I like that new prop. It's pretty. He is. I'm just going to go with the story that we've decided that he's so chubby, he's just bending this fence with all his might. All right, folks. How do we feel about that? And again, you can go in with like little bits of gray inside of there if you want, depending on how detailed you want this painting to be. But I think we have a cutie. New story. It's a prison break. He's breaking out of prison. It does, the fence does give us net vibes. I get that for sure. Fishing net or something. All right. How about them apples? How do we feel about this guy? Has anyone sent in any of their pictures yet? Let me see, let me see. Doesn't look like it. I'm just painting this pole because no one's talking, so I don't know if you're done. Actually, let me... I'm going to bring the fence close to you so you can see that it's really... When you look at her close, like there's a lot going on in there. But from far away, who cares? Did you know in the winter porcupines eat tree bark and evergreen pine needles? No. Did anybody else know that? I truthfully know nothing about porcupines. But I will... It's missing splatter. Maybe I can do some blue splatter or something in the back. Let's do that. The story I was going to tell you guys about hedgehogs. So, Nico says they won't be sending this one until tomorrow, probably because you're just stuck on those darn hairs, hey? That's okay. That's all right. I guess I can. I know I told you guys not to paint the backgrounds last on this guy because it'll be difficult, so don't copy this if you don't want to. I'm going to splatter first. But anyway, ages ago, there was, not ages, I don't know, a couple, 3 or 4 years ago, there was a hedgehog on TikTok named Mr. Pokey. It feels like ages ago, Justin. It wasn't literally ages ago, but it feels like it. Anyway, there was this hedgehog, and his name was Mr. Pokey. And he, like, his owner brought this hedgehog, like, everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere with her, like, traveling around the world. Like, I think she was European. Anyway, so it's a little bit easier to travel around there, but, like, she'd bring him and, like, a picture would be, like, him in her hand with, like, a beautiful scene in the background or something. And he just looked so lovable and cozy and cute, and I just, like, wanted a hedgehog. Like, she made having a hedgehog just seem so appealing. He was, of course, he was chunky. They all are. They're so cute. They have these little, they're, like, very similar to this, but small, and I just loved them. They looked like they were the best, and I, like, did my research on them. We, like, watched YouTube videos, like, 10 things to know about... Did my research, watch YouTube videos, but do you know what I mean? Like, like 10 things to know before you own a hedgehog and whatever, and watched all these videos, and like they all seem very manageable. It's like they're nocturnal. I'm like, cool, I am too. That's fine. What other things did they say? I don't know. They might take some time to warm up to, whatever, that's fine. They can't get cold or else they'll go into a hibernation forever, which is like, okay, that's sad. But whatever, that was fine. We get this hedgehog. It tells you to get it from a breeder instead of from the pet store, because if you think about it, they're nocturnal at a pet store and all these kids and shit are like waking them up all night, and so they're cranky and you get them cranky all day for them. But so we like got a breeder. We had to like take a test to show that we were like could take care of these a hedgehog. It's like a rodent. And we did. We got this thing, whatever, had to sign all these papers for him, got him. His name was Morris. He was so cute. But one thing that we learned very quickly, and that nobody said on any of these, please watch this before you get a hedgehog thing, is that they are poop monsters, you guys. Like, he will poop 12 times a day. He eats like nothing. And he poops all day. And you're like, oh, that's fine. He probably poops like a little like bunny, like little pellets or something. No. That's not how they poop. They poop disgustingly. He pooped on me so many times. He hated me. He honestly hated me. He didn't like any of us. He didn't like people. He didn't like to be around anyone. He just ran away all the time. And then I started waking up in the morning and there would be poop and pee all over the walls and caked all over his wheel because all night he would run on his wheel and he would poop and pee on it the whole time, and then it would spray. And so I'd get onto the Google. I'm like, how do I stop my hedgehog from pooping on a wheel while he's running? Because every morning, this can't be my life. And there was like a bunch of pages that were like, actually, you can't. That's just instinctual for them. They run kilometers at nighttime and they're usually on the go out in the nature, and that's what they do. And so it was just everywhere, every day, always. The chat's fully silent. Yeah, I'm telling you guys right now. Everyone thinks they're so cute and the best. They're not. I couldn't even pick him up ever. I had to wear oven mitts. He had a soft belly. We had to bathe him. He'd poop in the bath. You guys, I'm telling you. No, hedgehogs are not as cutie. Oh yeah, and then I go to that girl's page to be like, well, how did you get him so like comfortable with you? Like, how do you have this hedgehog that's like so cuddly, like sits on her shoulder and stuff? And she's like, oh, the best way to get them to like you or to get comfortable with you is to lay on your bed and let them run around. I was like, no, because you know what he will do all over my bed? And then I'm like, oh, he'll be up with me during night. He'll be up with me at nighttime. It'll be great. I'm nocturnal too. No, but he doesn't like the light, obviously, Taylor. So it's not like he would be up and at him chilling with me painting. He needed to be dark. Oh my gosh, Nakota! Oh, right, guys. Sorry, I just got on a tangent about this. And now I need to see, have you guys been sending in your porcupines? I'm just making a splattery background at the moment. Let's put it upside down for it to drip up if we need. They're not dripping, so that's good. I just made some little blue splatters on there. Why not? You little cutie patootie. Okay, got distracted in the hedgehog story. Because I always see people being like, oh my god, I want a hedgehog. Hedgehogs are so cute. And I'm like, don't ever do that to yourself. Ever. Ever. I don't think he looks like a bear. Oh, that's cute. Okay, guys. I don't think... She said she thinks it looks more like a bear, but I don't think so. Look at him! Okay, your fence is amazing also. Look at me, was struggling over here with the fence, and you're just knocking it out of the park over here. Okay, love that. Let me just... I made it large, so I'm gonna have to try... Okay. That's the only one I think I got sent in, you guys. Oh, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. I'm finding more, I'm finding more. Okay, this is acids from last week. Love the pineapple. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love the confetti around it. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh right, just need my address, right? Did anybody else send any in yet? Doesn't look like it. Let me do a little spinaroo. Do do do. Do 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 do. Oh, of course we got the fam. Where you at? Where you at? Weird. Some of them disappeared. Why are half of them disappearing? That's weird. But okay. Cutie on a pole. Okay, look at this one with the tree. Beautiful background. Oh my gosh, hi. Okay, let me see if I can get them on my phone. It's so weird that they're not showing, like how some sent and some didn't. Oh, that's the same one on there. Oh, they just sent 2 different ways. Oh, they're the same. There we go. Got him, got him, got him, got him. I'm into this background here. This like yellow. Ooh, oh, you can't even see my mouse for some reason. You should be able to. Oh. Oh, there's some more. Look at that one. Look, okay, you guys all made a great decision to not go with the fence. Look at this little cutie. Look how happy. Oh, you can't see my... I'm trying to show you this one. There we go. Oh. I was saying, look at how smiley that one is. This one, beautiful. Look at those brush strokes. Oh my gosh. Y'all are killing it. Y'all are killing it. This is the family who requested we do a porcupine. Can I ask, is there a reason? Do you guys like have a porcupine? Love porcupines? I am pumped that you asked us to do it because, like we said, it turned out super cute. They're all so good. Oh, you just love them. Okay, nice. Well, I'm glad that you're able to paint something that you love. Great suggestion. Look at that little guy. Oh, good call that you guys didn't paint the rest of the fence. Broken Smiles nailed it. Really. I obviously didn't give you confidence. The rest of you confidence. Dresden just drops a potato. You sweet soul. Thank you. Oh, get that explosion if you click it. They did all turn out awesome. Thanks, Dresden. Thank you all for the props. We got acid in there too. You guys, thank you. Just pumping my tires all the time. I'll post Nico's. He usually tags me in it in his story, so I will post it when he's done. And anyone else, not only Nico, obviously, anyone else, if you need just a little more time to finish them off. Ilham! Bubsy! You guys are just sending me dollar bills. We've got a Putin Uni! Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Means the world. Means the world. We didn't get a Kenzie photo today, which is sad. Usually we get a Kenzie one. She works today now, though, but that's okay. So I guess it is the time for a thumbnail. But again, like this one has to be photoshopped too. I feel like it has to be photoshopped, but okay, let's see. Where's my thumbnail button? I don't know why it's pointed so high. Oh my gosh, does he even look like a porcupine from this? Let me go over here. Spike your hair and use a ruler as the fence pole. And just continue it off this. Like wait, I have to get the picture in full. Should I be like I'm falling off? The ruler's actually a genius. The ruler's a genius idea. Wait, it's so backwards, so I always mess it up. Because I just have to make sure the whole porcupine is in it. And centered. Okay. Do I fall, you guys? Or am I sad? Oh, I don't want my light in there. I'm just sticking for it. One of those faces will do, right? Done. Nailed it. Nailed it. I gotta have that. Oh, crap! Look. Did I get it in there? One more time. Please. We can do this. Pig you tree? What does that mean? 2 more times. Okay. I'm always just a puppet. I feel like that was oh crap. Oh my god, porcupine. Justin did a pig with a U and a tree, and I was like, what are you saying? It's a porcupine. He was very right. I was very off. Okay, we're good for now. That's one of those will do. Beauty. Okay, well, this was a wild one today, folks. Thanks for sticking around with me. Next week, we've got Father's Day. That's actually here. I guess I can show you on Instagram now. We've got a Father's Day painting coming up. Good for your father. Oops. Just perfect for your fathers. Let's see here. Oh, that's not the screen I want. Where's my this? Let's see. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Go back. Here we are. We painted the porcupine today. We've painted the pineapple already. Now, we've got this little fishy coming. Thank you for hanging out, you guys. We've got this fish right here coming. What is this, a big mouth bass? Is that what we're doing? And then a monstera, the highly, highly requested. Everybody wants to do plants. I'm truthfully the most nervous about that one. That's why I put it last. I may have to practice before we go. I never do. That's it. That's all. All my Father's Day cards, everybody. Got any Phil Mickelson fans? Jeopardy, Bernie. This one's one of my favorites. Dad, thanks for always showing up. Or obviously, Maury, you are the hauler. I think this one the kids will enjoy more than the dads themselves, but hey, I'll take it. Alrighty, folks. Okay, let me get out of there. All right, next week, big mouth bass, Father's Day painting. Maybe come and get your dad to come paint with you. That could be fun. Or paint it for your dad. Or if you don't have a dad, who cares? You can still come hang out with us and paint something cool, right? Don't feel like you have to be left out on Father's Day. Let's get everyone together and have some fun painting again, right? We're your dad, just like Justin said. Oh, Broken City, sorry, that's a bar here in Calgary. When I read Broken Smile, my head goes to Broken City. As always, thanks for coming. Love that you've come to the last few. Dresden, it was fun to hang out for a full episode. You were here from start to finish. That's a good day. That's a good day. Thank you, everybody. I had fun. Catch me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok now. Taytayski across the board. Nakota Girl in the Fam, thank you for your great suggestion. Glad you guys had fun with this one. So did I. Oh my gosh, Joe, I'm literally saying bye. You snuck in just in the last uno momento. That was just my last long-winded adieu that I was just doing. But thanks for the prop and for sneaking your face in here for a minute. We love it. Anyway. We'll see you next Thursday, okay? That's all. I ain't going anywhere next week. All right, everybody, you're the best. Catch you on the flip side. See you on Thursday, okay? Where's my end button? I lost the screen. Okay, bye, guys.